Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first podcast. I'm your host, jlucio, and today we're here with our voice of reason, BigBoyEddie,
Hello.
the guy who only talks in sarcasm, Chewy911,
Hello.
the guy who secretly judges you, ErickRN.
What's up?
Lastly, the guy who's too smart for his own good, NABJR.
What's up, guys?
So let's just jump into it. For those of you who don't know, this is essentially the revamp of an old project called iNationGaming. All of these guys were huge components from our old stuff. I was initially the founder, with another mutual friend named Juan, aka Darth Quaqua. And from us two, we branched out to our other friends like Nick and Eddie, who were both really enthusiastic. And eventually we got Erick to do our graphic design and stuff like that. After we showed him our first video, what was your thought of our first video that we showed you?
Pretty good. It was pretty good for starters, but yeah.
Yeah, for starters, right? We went to Best Buy and we bought this rinky dinky setup for $30. And we're like, you know what? We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it with this $30 device. So we bought it, we recorded it, and we were so excited after recording our first video, and we showed it to everybody, and eventually, everyone in our group friends liked it. So we decided to do that. We started to focus on that project, and this is it's essentially like a transformation to SavePoint because we started it so long ago, but then we dropped it because we all had to do different things. And for me, I was doing college and family stuff. Eddie, what were you doing?
Same thing, mostly just college. Took a lot of time. Made it really hard to get the tournaments done and all that stuff.
I would say along the same things. Family business, helping out, just going to college. Had a relationship at the moment, and that's pretty much it. I was pretty full on my hands.
Same. It was all with school, the girlfriend, and work.
I mean, you're still with your girlfriend right now, right?
Yeah, I know. It's been years.
Yeah, I guess for me, I mean, it was very similar, but except that I was 6 hours away. So I was in college as well, and I was just trying to help out from remotely. And since everybody had different things going on, it was very hard to get everybody also to do things. But for me, like I said, mainly just lots of college work and being far away.
But it's been so long now, and we want to restart this project, so that's why we transformed ourselves to SavePoint. It's essentially like a video game where we just save our progress, we just go back to the save point. That was our vision for this new project that we got. So I mean, all of us always wanted to continue this, but we just never had the time. And now that we found time, we all for the most part, everyone knows what they're doing in life. Some of us graduated. We want to pick up where we left off, and that's the main reason why we wanted to SavePoint again. Does everyone agree, or?
Yeah, this whole pandemic thing gave us a lot of time.
Yeah, the whole Rona.
Yeah,
That was also a new issue.
I would also like to add that, just a small recap, that iNation was actually a project where we hosted both gaming tournaments as well as we created content online. Except that now we're going to try to focus on content creation with this next chapter with SavePoint.
Yeah, for initially iNation we were going to do content focused, but somehow we changed into creating tournaments. And from that, we're known as tournament people from Laredo, hosting events and whatnot. And now we're going to try to focus mainly on content creation and becoming a proper network. I'm going to ask you guys a question. What's the best experience you have from iNation?
Just all the people that would always happen to go. It was always full. It was really nice and awesome to see the people just forming teams and playing against each other in 4v4s and Call of Duty.
I think when we started doing the tournaments and having venues, and getting sponsors out of nowhere, it just hit me that this might be something more than each of us alone, you know?
Yeah. I forgot we got sponsors, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we did get sponsors. I remember that. And that felt like, we were getting up there. I thought it was a milestone, and I won't forget.
How about you, Eric? What was your most fondest moment?
Was I really enjoyed going to the tournament, seeing all the people there, talking and playing video games, which is what we like to do. And I really like seeing everything we're putting into it was what's it called?
Bearing
Working.
fruit.
Yeah, like it was actually working. It wasn't just something that we're just doing we were doing it for fun, but it was actually getting people together. So
yeah, I think for me, it was honestly when we added the melee crew, or the melee side of things, Smash side of things. Like, I felt like even though the Call of Duty was always good as well, but when we got like that community in, I don't know, everybody was always so excited, and they were always asking like, when's the next one, or like, hey, what can we do to make things better? And I think when we got those people, and then we were able to get more people and seeing them all pretty much enjoy the tournaments, to me that was like the most fun, as well as like I thought it was great for me, and for all the people as well. They all seemed to really enjoyed it, and when we stopped, they were all looking for more as well.
Yeah. I guess for me, the most enjoyable moment was like getting all the cogs, because hosting these tournaments on paper seemed really simple, but then eventually when you start realizing, you're like, oh, you need all the Xboxes, you need the TVs, you need the Switch to connect all the Xboxes together. You had to promote it, marketing. Like, when you start getting all the cogs rotating, I'm just like, damn, like, we worked really hard for this little tournament. For like the smallest tournament we had was like 10 people, and the biggest tournament we had was more than 100. So like, even the small ones, I was like, even though it was a lot of work, I loved every second of it. It was so much fun for me. But I guess like just seeing everything work in tangent was my high point for iNation.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that we had to do to just get one thing going.
Yeah,
that was a big learning experience for all of us, I think.
Yeah, and like all of us had a bunch of different experiences with iNation. I know Nick was really close with the Smash crew, Felipe in particularly, and Jesus Sanchez, right? That was his name.
Yeah, Felipe. I mean, Felipe Falcon really helped us out a lot, especially with getting Melee and Smash going, and bringing stuff, and always trying to help us how to promote it better as well. I know Jesus Sanchez, like, he came out to our events a lot, and then I guess this is a little bit more to what we're talking about later, but in the end, he was actually able to get an actual brick and mortar location started. A shout out to Sikatsu Anime and Gaming Lounge in Laredo, Texas. But yeah, he would come out to all our events and help us out a lot as well.
Yeah, and I know Eric had some past experience, because we did some promotional stuff for GameStop for Laredo, and he was the one in charge of what's it called? GameStop reached out to us asking for us to make a flyer, and since Eric was our flyer guy, we're like, oh, Eric, can you do it for us, bro?
yeah, yeah, I still have the flyer here, but I don't know. It was when the Black Ops game was gonna release.
Did you enjoy making marketing for them practically?
Yeah, I mean, I was really into it, and I really liked doing that, so I did enjoy it. Yeah.
So what else? For our tournaments, my experiences with the tournaments was STCE. It was a really big gaming convention, and when we were barely starting off in August, and I think 3 months later we decided to do STCE, but I guess I didn't know how big it was, but I was just like, we're gonna do it live. This is it. We're gonna do it. And that's when I recruited all these guys to help me with the tournament. And at the beginning, like, it was really fun doing the STC because that's how we're marketing ourselves. Like, people were getting to know us. They liked the crew. They liked our tournaments. But something about STCE, like, I feel like they were like not treating us well because eventually all the other tournaments, they would charge us more money to be part of their venue. So we just didn't like that part of it. I thought it was really unfair.
Felt really shady.
Yeah, because we felt like we pulled in a huge crowd for gaming tournaments, but yet they're charging us the most money. So I thought it was, like Eddie said, it was really shady.
Yeah, I thought for the amount of people that we had brought in, we were gonna make a small amount of profit, but profit nonetheless. And turns out we just broke even. And I was like, I was hoping, you know, maybe we'd have something to take from, but that was one of the few things that I was like, oh, this seems shady. We're not getting respected. I guess because we were younger back then.
Yeah, I mean, we were all 18, 19, 17, like around
Fresh out
that
of high
age.
school.
Yeah, freshly out of high school. We didn't know what we were doing. I felt like, I mean, these people that did the STCE, they're adults. I felt like they maybe were taking advantage of us. But yeah, it was really, that's why when they tried to do it the LEA, they reached out to me. They're like, oh, do you want to do the gaming tournament? It's going to be $1,000 for you to host it. And I was just like, $1,000? And I was like, how much are the tables? They're like, oh, $100 a piece. Then they're charging us $1,000 to host a tournament. And I was like, no, like, I don't think we have the money for that. So yeah, they're just essentially trying to screw us.
Nonetheless, it was still really fun to bring all those people together, especially when we were able to bring people from all the way from Dallas down.
Yeah.
And also, even though Laredo's a port town, even for people from Monterrey, Mexico, came down to the tournament. So it was pretty cool to see people from everywhere just all come here to enjoy it. Even though there's definitely things in the background that are not necessarily making it easier for us to host these events / worth, depending on what you want to think about it from a business perspective. But it was definitely fun to see everybody come together.
Yeah, like I want to thank everyone that went to our tournaments, not only participated, just viewing, that was just there. Like, just seeing everyone having a good time, that was good enough for me. And like, the financial stuff wasn't a pressing issue. It was something that we had to take care of, but it was still worth it in my opinion.
Yes, we didn't try to make the most out of financial, charging like it's a exclusive bar or something you have to pay just to get in. We just invited our gaming community here in Laredo and outwards. If they want to just come, and maybe if you want to join into the tournament, well, it's just, a couple bucks and you're in. And we thought the payout was adequate for the winners of the tournaments.
And I
just
don't
fun.
I don't want to toot our own horns, but like, before us, there was no gaming community at all. Like, no one hosted tournaments. Well, at least I was aware of. Like, if I heard there was gaming tournaments, like the ones that we did when I was in high school, I would go to them, but none of them were like anything. There was nothing available. I don't know if I'm mistaken or something. Did you guys hear of anything?
Not that I was aware of, no.
I mean, technically the Smash community was going on and off every once in a while. At least that's what I heard, but more no Laredo. And I'm sure, but this was like a while back whenever, what's it called? That gaming lounge that was there, and then the Gauntlet, I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Gauntlet. Yeah, you're right. But that was like more
hosted, but yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, that was the more trading cards. They did Magic the Gathering.
Because I know they had video games, but I don't know if they ever hosted tournaments. But I didn't even know about it, so
I forgot about that. There was an instance right before we decided to stop. This is like the main reason why we lost a lot of motivation. But there was a person that we were gonna get into business with, but we set up a meeting. It was me and Nick who went to go talk to this person, and essentially we were trying to open up a store. This is before the What was the store called again, Nick?
I don't remember honestly.
It's like Katsu or
Oh,
it's
yeah,
it's
this
It's-
was before
this is way before Sakatsu. So we're initially gonna do something like similar to that, but they wanted us to be in charge of the gaming part, like the doing tournaments and whatnot. And we had a meeting, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we want you to be in charge of all this, and this is the opening, the grand opening. We want you to set all this stuff up." And we left the meeting thinking we were partners, like not 50-50, but like more like 40-60, because we're gonna do a lot for him or for this individual. But we found out that he opened the store without us, and I was really upset about it. And I don't know about everyone else, but I was really piqued.
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking to him, it really sounded like it was gonna be a collaboration, and then it ended up happening, and we never heard back from him or anything. So that ended up falling through, and that was very confusing for us. But we also, after that, I don't remember if that was after or before, but we did try to actually get the funding ourselves. So we did a Kickstarter, and we did a video, and because we did calculate costs for how much it would cost to get a brick and mortar location, have rent for a whole year, electricity, some items, like you said, George was looking. Through all the tournaments, we realized how much it would actually cost to buy all the equipment, and so like buy screens, buy systems, a lot of these things. And we were looking to raise, I know this doesn't sound like a lot right now, but like 30 grand. But for us, like, freshmen in college, it's a lot of money. And so we did a Kickstarter, we tried to raise money. Sadly, we got pretty much nothing. I don't remember how much it was.
That was next to
yeah.
nothing, man.
But we didn't get that, and I don't remember that was before or after this, but after that we decided on pretty much like we're not going to be able to open the brick and mortar, and as well as like you said, everybody was through their college stages. So what we would do is actually like I would set up, like we would have meetings over Skype, and try to set up like, okay, we need to do like marketing this week. Set up marketing, find location, venue, get the systems together. And like how George said, it was actually pretty hard to get all the systems together, because it's not like we had 10 systems. It was like, hey, Eddie had one system, George has one, I have two, and we would go to like different friends and people and scrounge up systems and be like, oh, can we use it this day at this time? And also like, can we borrow some tables? And then when we got to the Smash community, they needed CRT TVs. Like, okay, now we need CRT TVs.
All TVs, different sizes, different brands.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that you actually need those specific TVs, because when we first started Smash, we would do flat screen TVs, and then when the Smash community that was really like into it, they're like, oh no, you can't use these TVs. Like there's a latency, like there's a lag. I don't know what. I'm just like, oh, okay, this is too like, it's not too complex, but it's just like I don't have those TVs. Like, and they're like, oh no, it's okay, we'll bring our own stuff. And I was like, oh okay, like that's one thing I have to worry about. Like they'll bring their own stuff.
Yeah, except like after we got like more people, more Smash community would come out. We needed more CRT TVs, more GameCubes, and it just was more and more. And since everybody was busy, it was also harder to get people to show up to the meetings and scrounge up the things that we needed for the actual events, and to be able to host the events as well. And as well, like I said, the profit was not, like we were putting in a lot more hours than we were even making money, and all the money was also, of course, we were trying to put it back in to invest in more equipment. So after a while, we ended up deciding like, hey, it's not like with everybody's schedules right now, this is not the best time, and we should probably stop, especially since we did those attempts at trying to start the thing with the partner, as well as like just ourselves trying to raise the money. But I'm glad that even though it didn't work out for us, but like I said, again, shout out to Sakatsu, that ended up happening for him, and I think it's been out for like 2 or 3 years now, and I think he expanded to a second location, so I'm pretty happy for him. And yeah, like hopefully, I know like for us right now, we're just gonna try to do pretty much just content creation. But I think it was really cool that we tried to do that as well for us.
Yeah, because like I know that was another big issue for us. That well, I mean this is a good segue for the next topic. What do you think was the biggest mistake we did during iNation? Let's start off with Eddie.
Going completely blind. We were way in over our heads. To be
Yeah, that's
honest,
true.
'cause we found out really quickly that you needed a lot of fucking money
Yeah. How about you?
and organizing everything, having everything under control. People not stealing crap, which happens once or twice, which kind of sucks.
That's true. I forgot that they actually stole stuff.
Yeah, people aren't nice, man. It sucks.
Our biggest mistake, I don't think we had a huge mistake, but just little ones. But if I had to name something, and I think Nick can agree with me, is just doing more of the deadlines and like what are we doing off of not just the tournaments, but like content creation part, you know, and social media, getting ourselves out there on that spectrum.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so just working off, not just on the tournaments, but off of them. Trying to do more of the content creation and getting everyone to be involved in the content creation.
I would say, like, what I would think is that we were either thinking too big and not reaching those goals would affect us. I don't know if emotionally, or it made us not reaching those goals made us not want to like push through or continue. I don't know if we were setting our goals too high, but I think that was one of the, at least for me, that was one of the bigger reasons, because we would get excited about future and then we would start planning things but I felt like we should have concentrated on what we were, in quotes, doing best, which was, I would say, the tournaments, which we did a couple tournaments, maybe a bit too fast. I don't know it was happening too much, but that's the thing. I felt like we weren't very consistent, or like didn't keep pushing through. So I think that was one of the things that hurt us the most.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't say it's one. I think it's a combination of multiple things. Like, I know towards the end, one of the things I kept trying to do, which was like what Erick's alluding to, is like consistency. The way you have things, people are creatures of habit, and if you do something and you do it if you want to make something good, you have to keep doing it consistently so that people know when to expect it. And so our tournaments were not very consistent. We were doing them, I think, like once a month sometimes, once every other month sometimes. We had weird spacing. We tried like doing them more often, but then that's when the other point I would say is like, which I talked about earlier, was like getting people to actually do their different parts that we need, because to get one event going, it was a very big, there's lots of cogs to get just one thing going, and if one cog's not there, then it wouldn't go well. And so we started trying to do consistent events, but then we couldn't get the people to actually go and do the parts so we can actually have a consistent event. And then nonetheless, something that was very good, but also I think pretty bad from a business standpoint, is that we did get venues, but in the venues that we got, we actually got a good ones, thankfully, through Eddie's brother, like Sal's Pizza, and we were able to go, and it was free, and it was a great venue. It was very big, very nice, great person to work with. The only thing is that we couldn't really sell food in the venue, and so one of the things that I would say is a bigger way to make money in these types of events is honestly with food. you want to feed people, so because the tournaments take a while, and concession stands is one of the good ways to make money. But since we had that venue, like I said, it was good, but we couldn't make money because the concession stands were all go to Sal's Pizza, but that was the way of him, like us paying for the venue essentially. But maybe trying to find other places where we can actually make money off of that part of that, or that side of things. I think that would have also helped out a lot in terms of actually being able to stay and keep going and making more events. But I think those three things were I think all things that ended up adding up slowly and bringing it down, or bringing us down. But I'm sure there's more. But I think those are the top three that I can think of right now, as well as like Jesus said, like even we were trying to do marketing or advertising as much as we could. But even at that point, I still think we could have done more. But I think we were slowly, towards the end, we were gaining a lot more traction. But then that's when we couldn't necessarily get everybody to be able to host these events anymore.
Yeah, we essentially just burnt out at the very end. My thing for the biggest mistake in my eyes was the thing I was stressing with everybody was that to take iNation as a part-time job, and nobody really wanted to commit to that. They're just like, oh, this is just a hobby and stuff like that. But I wanted people to be more, I don't know, what's the term? I guess more, I could rely on them more, because like I said previously that I would be the one in charge of gathering all the equipment and whatnot, and it would stress me a lot. So when I was telling everybody, oh, let's just consider this as a part-time job, people were just like, oh, well, like this is more of a hobby for me. So then eventually people got demotivated because they're like, oh, but we're not getting paid, we're doing a lot of work and stuff like that. And well, we didn't have any money. Like essentially people thought that we're going to start making money right off the bat, but that's not how it works, how businesses work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, like not taking it seriously, I agree with Eddie. I agree with everyone here that we're in over our heads. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, because like we wanted to make bigger and better. Not only like quantities, because we wanted to make a lot of tournaments, but we wanted to make them quality, like really well, make them that they're like know that iNation runs Texas or South Texas or whatever, right? But yeah, that's basically it. Like that's the biggest mistake in my eyes. Okay, so what's the future goal for SavePoint? Let's start with Nick this time.
Future goal for SavePoint. I think that the future goal for SavePoint is pretty much trying to restart this, but actually have consistency, as well as like more videos and content creation, and get like pretty much other parts of the other gamers involved as well in this community, but pretty much allowing us to all create different types of content and showcase it, and have other people also come out and see like, hey, I also have like this has happened to me, or like there's different contents that they want to create. We allow them to pretty much be able to see that in this area as well. Pretty much allow other people to network with other people in different medias, I guess I would say.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's essentially my future goal too. Like I want SavePoint to become some type of network where people are allowed to put their own gameplay or promote their shit and do whatever they want. Like, and they support each other. We're trying to become a really non-toxic community. Hopefully, if we could do that, hopefully, I don't know. But we're gonna try because
the internet is a toxic place.
Yeah, the internet is a toxic place. But yeah, we're gonna try to get our names out there. We're gonna try to do this right and well as well. How about you, Erick? What do you think's a proper goal for SavePoint?
Consistency.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, but like, I don't know, man. Like, all I think about right now is that I'm gonna be putting like as much effort as I can, more than I did before. Now I have more time now, and I know we all have our jobs, and all that, but what we couldn't do before, I feel like we could do it now. So I feel like nothing's holding us back now as it was before. So I think we just need to keep consistent and keep putting out content, and hopefully people like it. And if they don't, we just keep on doing it. I don't know.
So we get
Like,
feedback and then
yeah,
try to
We
make it
adjust
better.
accordingly. Yeah.
just adapt and just keep doing it. I mean, there's nothing. I don't know. I see it more as just something that we do and keep adding to it. Especially now, like if we're gonna be focused more on creating content. Before it was more focused on the tournaments. It was more of a, like you guys said, having to meet and all that. This is more content oriented. Feel we could do it more consistent, easier, faster, hopefully better than before. Oh yeah.
Okay. How about you, Jesus? The future goal for SavePoint.
Future goal. Well, I don't have I don't have a set big goal in mind, but I think just having ourselves out there, being well, just being known, having people watch us. I think that's a good goal, and as opposed from doing the tournaments, I think doing content creation could be a lot more fun, and I think that should be one of our goals, that we take this seriously, yes, but I mean, as gamers, like, we all want to just play our own video games and just have fun with our friends and promote that idea out there, as opposed to the tournaments where we saw it more as a kind of business venture. But yeah, this is more like us sharing our moments with everyone.
Okay. Last but not least, BigBoyEddie. What's the future goal for SavePoint?
I really do like the idea of just mainly, whatever, being content, but I would love it if it somehow ends up if we're able to make it just have some kind of venue, whether it be like a gaming bar or just somewhere where people or gamers alike can just meet up. Be a cool idea. Whether or not it happens, this is something I would personally want to do. But yeah, it just seems really fun to record ourselves and show ourselves to the world, as scary as it might be.
Yep. Sometimes we just have to take the leap, and
Yeah.
like, even though most of us try to be perfectionists, but I mean, it's gonna be really hard to do that. We're gonna try to give as best quality content as we can, but it's never gonna be perfect. So
Yeah, we'll learn as we go. Hopefully our videos get better the more we come out.
yeah. Hopefully, we, like Eric says, we stay consistent.
Keep improving and
Does
continue to
anyone?
do better.
Yep, try and do better. Does anyone else want us to add something at the very end?
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to add that. So can you tell me what each of you are doing for SavePoint?
Me? I'm doing content creator. I'm editing. I'm gonna try doing marketing as well, because that's what I've been doing over here in San Antonio for the past 3 years, just marketing. So I feel like I have a good grasp on what to do. I'm gonna try to teach everyone how to edit, because that's the main. Since I'm doing most of the editing, it's really difficult for me to do all the videos because we have a schedule planned out, and if I don't get help, I'm gonna get swamped with everything. So I'm gonna teach some of these guys how to edit properly. That's pretty much it for my end.
Eddie?
Pretty much the same thing, editing and content creation. Although you're just gonna have to put up with me and teach me how to edit. But
Yeah.
it's got to start somewhere, right?
Everybody starts somewhere, Eddie. What about you,
I did.
George? Sorry,
George?
Sorry about you, Jesus.
So far I'm just being in the videos of the gameplay videos. Not I currently I don't have any ideas for content creation, but maybe I could help out in the future in editing wise, if given the time. But for videos and content, I'll more than happy to be myself and be part of those videos and give you just more content.
Nice. What about you, Eric?
Well, you can call me the graphic designer. Yeah, design graphics. I try to design graphics for videos, and I'm very perfectionist, so I try to also look into some of the managing stuff. So try to do everything. I like to help out. So I know I take time with things. It's my perfectionism hitting me, and I like everything to be perfect. So yeah, I'm the graphic designer.
Right. And I guess for myself, like, right now I'm just gonna be doing analytics, marketing, and probably some sort of managing / process, process helping / scrum. But in the future, hopefully, when I get more time, maybe do some content creation or editing, and probably just help out with the podcast as well.
Okay. Anyone else wants to add anything?
I think I'm good.
I I believe we've said I think everything for now.
Okay, well, this is a good time to say goodbye. Thanks for everyone for watching this podcast, our very first one. Please bear with us because we're still learning, but we're gonna try to improve the content that we're creating. So,
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Bye bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.